Good morning to all of you. The lot of taught students. Today our topic is conversion. Yesterday we discussed the detinue. Conversion. Detinue means taking the property, not handing over back to him. Here, even not handing over, plus converting it for his own use, or not informing him, taking away to some other place and not informing him. That is what is called conversion. In England, it is called as trover, Trover. So conversion means a voluntary act by one person inconsistent with the ownership rights of another. That means you take the property of another, but actually you did not give it back to him and you use it for your own use and you did not inform. It is what is called conversion. If I give examples, it will be easy for you. In Ruplal case, I will come when I tell that case also. Example. So the trees are cut down and left on the road. If somebody takes away the lumber by hauling them and ఈడ్చుకోవడం, so పనికిమాల సామానంతా ఈడ్చుకుపోతే, then it is a tort of conversion. You are not supposed to cut the branches and take them away. It is conversion. Then removing the furniture in a cohabited dwelling house and placing them in a storage and not informing the true owner. So because of this, some grudges, you are all living in only one house, but brother and sisters, they have got some disputes. So if you remove the furniture and keep them in a secret place, and if you did not inform the owner, it is also conversion. So here the important point is the plaintiff should have clear and absolute title over the property. He should be the real owner. And the defendant, the person, he should convert them and dispossess the plaintiff of his legal rights on the said property. So the result with which damages should occur to the plaintiff, then only we can file a tort of trover or conversion against him. So I will give you a couple of case laws. So Hollins versus Fowler, 1875, right? Please remember this is an important case, right? Hollins actually, he has sold 13 bales of cotton to a broker. He is a fraudulent broker, Mr. X, right? So actually this X purchased 13 bales from Holland. Actually X has to pay some money to him. So he said he will give money, but he did not give. Ultimately this X sold them to Fowler, the defendant, without informing that he has purchased the same from Hollins. So this defendant has given to money to X, but X did not hand it over to Hollins. So Hollins searched for the product, searched for the person. Ultimately, he came to know that these 13 bales of cotton were with our defendant. He filed a case of conversion against him. Actually, as law students, you will be under the impression that actually this Hollins has to file a case of conversion against the fraudulent broker. Of course, fraudulent broker is the second culprit in this case. But how this Fowler has been involved in this case is because, please remember, Fowler has been encouraging this broker to get some property and he will purchase them at a cheaper rate. Therefore, Fowler is also held for conversion. So please remember this is an important case. Right. Very important case. Ruplal versus Union of India, 1972. So previously, in the case of sovereign immunity, discharge of official duty, we have discussed this case, Ruplal. So some military people, actually, they were coming from the Pathankot railway station. They were returning from the railway station, getting the people who came back on leave. While going, they have seen some wooden logs or firewood lying by the riverside, by the roadside river, they were lying. So they thought that the wood belonged to the government. They thought it is government property. They removed it or took it, put it in the so-called van, and ultimately they went to their cantonment. After going there, since the new friends have come, they used the wood in the campfire. Actually, the contractor Ruplal, they have cut the same for actually to dry up or the humidity to go up. He has kept them on the road. They are valuable property. Ultimately, he came to know that they were taken by military Jawan. He filed a case against the Union of India. The military people held it as a case of sovereign immunity because they are doing the government duty. It was found on the roadside of the road. No precautions were taken. No actual billboard was there. Therefore, they could take it. But the court did not accept. The court held that Union of India is liable to pay damages for the conversion as they have converted for their own use. Therefore, for the act done by the servants, that is what is called vicarious liability. Government is liable. Then another case, Sultan versus Lafore. Sultan versus Lafore, 1887. Right. So here what happened is, Sultan, he has deposited his goods with Lafore. So while going on transfer to some other place, he has deposited his goods. He went to that place, right? So actually, this man, Sultan has got, Sultan has deposited with Lafore. So Lafore is a warehouse keeper. He has got some servants also. On one occasion, his servant, by mistake, handed over this furniture to another person by name C, without knowing that they belong to Mr. Sultan. So these things, because the furniture appear in the same mode, almost, so he has deposited, he has converted, he has given it to another person. So normally, A came back after some time, that is, the Sultan came back after some time and asked for the furniture since he has been paying the monthly rent regularly. Then the owner, Lafore, said, okay, your property is here. He has gone to the room. Ultimately, they were not found. Then this man inquired the warehouse keeper, the servant. The servant said, Arre Baba, I thought that they are the property of so-and-so, I have given it to him. And now he filed a case. Ultimately, it was held that Lafore is liable to pay damages because of the conversion basing on the vicarious liability. Friends, remember, very typical cases, very simple cases. If you understand the sum and substance, it will be easy for you to analyze. Thank you very much.